whispers in the back, he ain't got what it takes. Count me out, bet against me, watch I flip the stakes. Doubt in their eyes, shade in their tone, but pressure make diamonds, so I'm leveling up on my own. Said I was too small, said I was too late. I took every can and turned it into jet fuel. Watch, now the lights up, crowd loud, heartbeat in my chest. You wanted a show, baby, here's the best. All they talk you made, I cashed it in for rest. When you say I'm not good enough, watch me work. When you say I fall short, watch me work. Every note you throw, I'm building skyscrapers with, so turn the volume up, cause this is where I prove it. Watch me work, watch me work, watch me work. Yeah, I'm proving you wrong with every single verse. Watch me work, watch me work. Hey, used to be the joke, now I'm the headline. Stepped on for years, now the whole world on my timeline. They counting my losses, I counting my lessons. Turn every scar to a story, every test to a blessing. Bet against my name, that's just more promotion. I'm the comeback story, fire in my motion. Watch my feet move, watch my vision clear. Told you I was built for this, now the whole world here. So turn it up, let the bass hit your soul. All that doubt you had, that's what made me go. Now I'm the proof you say could never unfold. When you say I'm not good enough, watch me work. When you say I fall short, watch me work. Every note you threw, I'm building skyscrapers with, so turn the volume up, cause this is where I prove it. Watch me work, watch me work, watch me work. Yeah, I'm proving you wrong with every single verse. Watch me work, watch me work. Hey, you doubted me? Cool, watch this. You counted me out, count these wins. I'm the impossible you said would never begin. Now look at me now, did I do it again? Yes, let's go. Let's go. When you say I'm not good enough, watch me work. When you say I break down, watch me work. Took every never and I forced it in a fire. Now I'm shining brighter, taking it higher. Watch me work, watch me work, watch me work.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddy S and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S, are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S.
All right, welcome to the Midday Show. Guess what I got in the mail today?
Is that what came in the mail today?
That's what I
NBA
got.
champs, New York Knicks. Congratulations
Now,
to you.
I ordered this the day they won, and they didn't get it here till today. Talk about back ordered,
But it got here.
but it's here. And I'm going to,
You gonna take the tags off?
no,
No.
what are you crazy? Did I take the tags off before?
Do you even have a washing machine?
Yeah.
Between the Lucky Socks and the shirts with tags, I don't know if you need a washing machine.
They get washed and the tags stay on.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, you don't put it on super duper, let me destroy the shirt. Gentle cycle.
Gentle cycle.
You have to, because all this stuff comes off. Anyway, I'm very proud of them. Watch Me Work is a song that I actually put together because there's a gentleman on that team that isn't even 6'1". It's a lie. He's not. He's 6 feet, Brunson.
That's what inspired you?
And what inspired me is all the hate, all the negative, all that he can't make it in the NBA.
Yeah.
And not only did he win 7 MVP of everything this year, but he won a championship. And there's a video that I couldn't get in here to watch how the city of New York, they are now naming streets after the players. So there'll be Patrick Ewing Boulevard. There'll be
Nice.
Brunson All the players are getting their own street.
Nice.
Because the mayor is going crazy in New York. Muggings have been at an all-time low in the city of New York.
Fun fact.
Fun fact, robberies through the basement.
Nice.
It looks like everybody's getting together, so it is doable. That's all I have to say.
I like that song.
But, hey, listen, 10 years ago, when we started, nobody gave us a chance. Nobody said we had any chance of doing this for 1 year, 2 years, forget about 3. And here we are, 10th year, going to 11.
By the grace of God is all I can tell you. This has been the summer of all summers, and it's only June 29th.
Tells you to keep going. That's why if anybody out there is listening, you know, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks except yourself. So just tell them. Anybody ever criticizes anything you do, you tell them, watch me work. And you listen to the song, you just use it, because it's powerful medicine. Powerful medicine.
Amazing thing is, you say, watch me work, watch him work is all I can say, because today's show is in alignment with everything. I don't know. We must be on like the spiritual network.
The Windy Network.
It must be on like a spiritual network, and everyone has found us now in spirituality. Even the things that I don't think are, not that they're not in alignment, they're just a different type of interview, end up being on a spiritual alignment.
And it's cute because I've had Sarah Spiritual, and then we have Zena over there, which her name is Sally Bernard, but they say call her Zena. I don't understand that whole thing.
I'll tell you one day.
And they laid the foundation to the Windys and the Danas and all of the people that come forward. Because nowadays, you need a little bit of hope. You need a little bit of prayer. You need a little bit more of the positive stuff because there's just so much of the negative stuff.
Bless you. He sneezed on the truth.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
So it's cute for a lady that had nothing to say. You said a lot.
I say a lot. Watch me work. It's you know what? You do what you got to do.
You do what you got to do.
You do what you got to do, and it's never easy. That I can tell you. It's not like it's not always easy. I don't think it's really ever easy. I don't like the word never. I have learned the power of words, and I told this to Wendy.
God,
when you say certain words, when I say certain words, they either come to fruition or I get the opposite. So I have learned never say never. I have learned things that you just don't say unless you want certain outcomes. So I'm very careful with the words that I choose.
You do that.
I have to. I've learned it, not the hard way, but I've learned it through the life way.
You do that. Me, I say it one way.
You say whatever you want to say.
That's right. I'm going to say the one way, right between the eyes.
And then we were at La Mesa doing remote on Thursday. We missed you ladies on Friday at the beach, but we ran into this lovely lady, Maria, as we were having coffee and she was having breakfast. And then she starts introducing us to her daughter, Carolina, and Carolina's friends with Angie. And Angie is your daughter from another life. And it goes on, and look at Wendy's eyes. It goes on and on and on. We're sitting at La Mesa. We're doing an interview on air. We're not even off camera. And she says, I feel, Freddie, you're my father from another lifetime. Exactly.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I looked at Dawn and said, did she just say what I thought she said? She says, yes. So I got to call my daughter.
You got to call and find out.
Call
Sally, what do you think about that?
I actually, sorry.
You repeat it. 'Cause
Again?
I have to be honest. That was the first time I hadn't listened to your show when you said whatever that was. What did you say?
So we're at La Mesa, and Angie,
Oh, I
the
heard
owner
that.
of La Mesa,
Oh.
says to Freddie, you were my father from another lifetime.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's, you know what? We actually really don't have a way of proving it. We can be hypnotized, but if you say it outright like that, I believe it's 99.9.
I can't believe she said that.
Well, that's voicing it. We were talking about
Thank
that.
you. Thank you for clearing that up.
Carolina, what do you think about that? Did she tell you that?
No.
You heard it for the first time?
If she say that, it's because she's feeling. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's amazing.
Look at your mom. Your mom has to be one of the loveliest women I think I've ever met. Look at her face. So happy.
She's very happy.
So lovely.
Yeah.
Están hablando de ti. Sí.
Amazing.
Now you could talk to her in Spanish.
I'm learning a few words with my granddaughter. You know, in Disney World where you go through, it's a small world, and at the end, everyone leaves in a different language. That's what it is when we say goodbye to Isla. Goodbye. adios, and they go adios, and then they put the different inflection on the different words. Shalom. It's like my daughter is CU, my granddaughter is CUN, and when we say goodbye to her every day, good morning, buenos dias, Isla. I know, this is how my day goes.
How many languages is this child going to learn? English, Spanish, and Yiddish?
Hebrew, maybe.
Hebrew?
She loved the rabbi yesterday.
See, the Hebrew is the heart of language.
Yes, it is.
That's the one that,
correct.
if you're going to teach her, you better speak a lot of it.
At the moment, she doesn't speak anything. Like she's at the moment she's taking it all in, and she's at the mama na na mama na.
I'm gonna lay something down here. So yesterday, I was watching a movie on Netflix, and Linda disagreed with me 100% and everything else, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So this woman was hit in her car by a truck, and she went into a coma. And there's a thing that in 90 days, if you are still in a coma, it's time to pull the plug, because the body breaks down, the whole 9 yards. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Right.
I believe God is the only one that can pull the plug, not a human. And the lady, he had to make this decision. And he built her like a thing on a little island where they used to spend, and it had wind chimes, and it started to vibrate like crazy. And he ran to the hospital, and she woke up past the 90 days. Right? Past the 90 days. So you never know.
You never know.
You never know what spirit brings.
Sure.
And it talks to you, and you don't listen. So you don't pay attention. But when it does, you sit there and you go, what?
Right.
What just happened? Why did it happen isn't important. It's what just happened. So that's what's so cool about meeting new people, meeting Maria and her daughter.
Yep.
Maria is going through her own trials and tribulations right now in her life. And the amazing thing is, they're here.
Yep.
And we met them at La Mesa.
And we met them at La Mesa.
Having a cup of coffee.
And it's just like meeting Wendy.
You never
We
know.
met Wendy through Dana, and here she is.
You meet people through people.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing,
It never stops.
right?
It never
You
stops.
just keep going.
Just got to keep on going.
Keep on going.
Keep on trucking.
That's right.
So today seems to be a day of spiritual awakening, and it just is the way it is. There are no explanations. It just
Now, did
lays
you
out that
notice
way.
that on Friday it didn't rain? It wanted to rain, but it didn't rain.
I had a whole conversation with God and the angels on my way to the studio on Friday. We talked about it this morning. I went, okay, dear God and my angels, why would you lead me this far into a 10-year anniversary party at the beach in the rain? Like, why would you do that? You wouldn't
But it
do that.
didn't rain.
You wouldn't do that. So there's a reason. It's going to be fabulous. And it was, because you couldn't go in the water. You were there.
Yep.
But imagine if the sun had been out, how much hotter it would have been.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah.
So, things to consider. It is.
Is that what you did? You made it cloudy so it wouldn't be.
I don't do any of these things, but I had a little conversation with my friends.
Oh, okay.
as so I've been told that I can.
Okay.
See that?
Yep.
All right. we'll
1,000%.
Take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got some great visitors coming to you on the other side of the TV screen. We've got Roberta Grimes, author of Jack in Love. We've got Adam, I'm going to get the name right, of Noah's Kitchen, and we're going to bring Shakespeare out to talk about that.
Okay.
Ursprung of Noah's Kitchen, but his name's Adam. It's like Sally Bernard, and Call Me Zena. We've got Adam from Noah's Kitchen. Anyway, a whole lot of stuff coming on. We're going to check in with Carolina as well. She was happening at the Med Spa. I think she had a
big
whole
opening
seminar on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
A lot of good things. All right, and then of course, Call Me Zena and Wendy. And Wendy, what are we talking about today?
The power of words. That's incredible, because I had already decided.
That last night.
I did
come
too.
in the studio, Wendy says it, and then we hear you say it.
Exactly.
So we're obviously picked the right,
Power of words. I am very,
It is. That's why
yeah,
vibrational energy, but that's associated with words. So.
it really is. You got to be
Yes.
very
Power-
careful in what you
tremendous
say and
power.
what you ask for. I've always said that to you.
I mean, I
because-
looked at Wendy when you just said that about the words, because we just said, I said, well, that's what I was going to, do the show on. And then again.
They're very powerful.
Well,
you have
is-
to choose them wisely.
Is negative words more powerful than positive words?
No.
No.
Think before you answer.
Well,
No.
we both
In
agree.
my reality,
Right.
no.
And in
Okay, but I'm
reality,
going to, I want you to think about it, Because I'm going to give you an example
There's a balance.
that will go just against that because we make it so.
All righty.
All right.
Look forward to
More to
it.
come on the other side of this commercial break. We'll be right back.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Greatness isn't something you chase, it's cultivated. The Ubuntu Girl's Guide to Greatness, written by Dana Sardano, is rooted in self-dedication, personal growth, and simply living in greatness. Inside, you'll find empowering prompts, hot tips, and space to journal your reflections. Featuring vibrant artwork by Dana Sardano, this is more than a book. It's a visual celebration of feminine power in all its forms, bold, colorful, and unapologetically authentic. Ready to be great? Grab the Ubuntu Girl's Guide to Greatness at ubuntufishgallery.com. Also available as a beautifully designed deck of cards to bring greatness wherever you go.
This is AMP2 TV Network, powered by the AMP Media Future Foundation. AMP2 is an award-winning production company. Here, we produce any media your heart desires. We produce films that make people emotional. We make the audience engaged. We're innovative, eye-catching, unforgettable. Amplify your idea. Here at AMP2 TV.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddy S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
Oh hey, haven't seen you there. Happy National Camera Day from us here at M2 TV. Cameras have always been a part of the studio, where we make stories come to life. From filming movies.
Action.
I'm okay. To live studio productions. We even take selfies to post in social media. So, from us to you, happy National Camera Day. And cut.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what to expect from Fonzie no more.
See that? He makes you smile, though, doesn't he?
He does. He's good at what he does. Absolutely.
Amazing. All right, you ready? We're going to meet a new author. Her name is Roberta Grimes, and she's the author of, well, she's the author of many books. The publicist sent us the information for Jack in Love, and as I'm reading through, look at all of this bio that I read through. There's so much more to Roberta that I feel like this interview is not even going to be enough. Sally's going to want to meet her, and Wendy's going to want to meet her. So let's bring Roberta over, and then we're going to start the little chit-chat.
I have to say that I wish I had flown up so I could just sit on one of those chairs and be part of the group.
Where are you?
I'm in Austin, Texas.
Oh my goodness, you need to fly out here because I'm reading all the bios and all the proper things that they sent us on Jack and Love, which is lovely. I'm not going to talk about that, but if you were here, you would know that Sally every day does a show on vibrational energy every Monday and Afterlife. And Wendy channels the angels. And then I've got the chills at the moment. And then I read everything that you have studied the afterlife.
Yeah.
And energy and what it's all about. I'm like, I need this lady in the studio.
Well, I was sitting, just listening to the last 10 minutes before your break, and I was just thinking, I was there because these sound like such wonderful people. I would just love to be part of it, frankly. What a great show you have.
Thank you. Well, you'll have to come down and visit. All right, should we start with Jack and Love, and we'll do all...
Yeah, let's talk about... Yeah. And there's a story behind why someone my age would be writing such a young novel. But frankly, I wrote the first version of it long ago. And then I decided after I had done all this, afterlife stuff, teaching the Gospels, all of this other stuff, I said, I think it's time for me to do something new. I have never done this. I actually wrote a novel almost 50 years ago, submitted it to Doubleday. They loved it. Then they did whatever they do with novels, and it didn't do well. So what the heck? I did something else with my life. But then I decided, hey, now I'm going to publish this novel, which is set in 1968, which was an amazing year. Really a hinge year in history. And so here it is, finally, even though I wrote it a long time ago.
So a little autobiographical. Now my question is how autobiographical?
Completely. Yeah. I never wrote an autobiographical book, but this is it.
Does your husband have a twinge of autism?
Completely, yeah. He actually has Asperger's syndrome, which is not a bad thing. I mean, there are quite a lot of very wealthy men who have Asperger's syndrome, as we know. It's sort of essential if you're going to be a billionaire. And so Jack has it. And he was, well, if you read the novel, you see his father was what you had to be if you were going to make money in the 30s. He was a gangster, an international gangster, which screwed up Jack completely, but he did have the requisite Asperger's syndrome too. Roberta was actually Vixen. So that's who I was when I was young.
All the information, did you feel like, and I guess we can talk about the themes, that you could change him or you could just nurture him and take care of him? Was that part of it?
Yeah, that's what she did. I mean, she went to New York because that's what you did when in 1968. Let's understand about 1968 that was the height of the Vietnam War. It also was the height of women's liberation. It was the height of when the world all changed. I mean, that was it. That was the first year of the baby boom. It was everything changed in 1968. So that was it for the baby boom generation. That was when it all happened. We didn't know that was what it was. We thought it was normal.
It always says, do you marry for love or money? He says marriage is transactional.
I think it's transactional now, frankly, even more than it was back then. But you're right.
Understand why? Right.
Transactional, yes, indeed, my dear. It really is.
See? And you're a lawyer, and you've got so many credentials of everything. And Jack in Love is autobiographical, but you truly, and all these other books that you've written, Liberating Jesus. the fun of dying, the fun of growing forever. And then I was quoting your Thomas Jefferson this morning on our morning show, that he did not father all of Sally Hemings' children.
No, that was a totally made up story by a bitter guy who didn't get to be postmaster because he was frankly not a nice guy. And so Thomas, when he was a president, wouldn't appoint him to be a postmaster, and to get even, he wrote that story. But the father of Sally Hemings' children was Randolph, who was Thomas's younger brother. That's a fact.
Fascinating. I know. You're looking at me because everything in all of this information it's incredible. Tell us about your research on the afterlife. And what, in a nutshell, in your life's work, in about 30 seconds, no. But why do you feel, and what has led you to the understanding that we're always around? It's just, and this is what Sally always says, it's our energy. We're always here, but our human form may not be. But you've researched this. This has been your life's work.
Oh, sure. Guaranteed, if you can hear my voice now, everyone, you are an eternal being. You never began, and you never will end. Time is a pure illusion. It happens only here. When you get to where your true home is, you'll realize time is only an illusion. You are a powerful, eternal being. I write books. I do a podcast, which is now 13 years old. It's called Seek Reality. You can find it wherever podcasts happen. You can find my podcast. You can find my blog post. It goes out every week. And I have done all the research. If you can hear my voice now, you are eternal. Guaranteed.
So at what stage in your life, when you were marrying the billionaire or you were going to Smith College, like at what point did you say, there's so much more to life, and I'm 1968, women's liberation movement, I'm going to now study that we are eternal, but I'm going to marry this billionaire, I'm going to have this great life, or I'm going to be an attorney? Like, how did you do all of this?
Well, I never married a billionaire. Okay. I mean, I married a doctor, and he quit being a doctor fairly early because he hated doing that. So I practiced law for my whole career. I still do it because I love doing it. All my clients are small businesses, privately held businesses, and I love doing that work, so I still do that too. But I guess what I primarily do is teach. I figured out very early that life is eternal. It's not hard to know that, because in the latter part of the 19th, early part of the 20th century, there were much better mediums than there are now. And when I was just coming out of college, there were a lot of used bookstores that had great books in them, which had been written by people who had studied these great deep trance mediums who were talking to the dead much more effectively than people can do that now. And I just spent 2 years reading every book I could find, and they all were talking about the same things. Most of them were written by mediums who had been working in London, in Boston, and in a place in northern New York, which is still actually active. And they all, think about this for a moment. They all were talking about the same place with every single one of the same details, and nobody ever was talking about a different place. If you're going to go to some exotic island and you want to read everything you can about it, and everybody's talking about that island in the same way, the same clothing, the same pastimes, the same details. Every single book you read, out of hundreds of accounts, they're all the same. Now, what do you have to conclude about that? You've got to conclude that is a real place, right? So after 2 years of reading, and this is back in the 70s, I said, okay, it's real. The afterlife is real. And everything I have ever seen about it that was legitimate ever since, it's still the same. It's real. And near-death experiences are all different, right? They're all different because none of those people has ever been to the real afterlife. And why? Because there is a silver cord that attaches us, and this silver cord is named in the Bible. That's where the term silver cord comes from. If that snaps, then you're dead. They even talk about that cord, oddly, in the most extensive near-death experiences. They say, stop, don't come any further. If you come further, you'll come to where the dead are, and you will not be able to go back because your cord will snap. This is all in the literature. Anybody can find it if you want to spend the time I spent when I first got out of college and read the literature. Just read the literature. It's all there. It's real, my dear one. It really is real.
Did all of
and
this
it's all true.
change your perspective through life of knowing that life is eternal? We're all just working for monetary reasons, but it's really bigger than that. So it must have shifted your mindset. We talk about this a lot, shifting mindset,
yes.
Financial versus spiritual.
Yeah, of course it does. Yes. And every friend I have who knows for certain that life is eternal, oh yeah, it doesn't make us want to die because we know we have come into life with a plan, and it's a detailed plan, and we want to follow our plan. I mean, my plan was clearly to teach this stuff, and I do, but it makes you so happy. Oh my goodness, my dear one, it makes you so happy. It makes you giddy with joy your whole life long. Imagine knowing you cannot die. I mean, it doesn't make you.
Is it on?
Do you have a question, dear?
The pyramids came from something.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
I can't know.
Okay. The pyramids came from somewhere. And nobody understands how they were made. Nobody understands what's going on with them. And they all believed in afterlife. As a matter of fact, when they were mummified, they wanted to go in pristine condition physically so they could take all of their belongings with them. And
you don't take it with you.
But but they didn't know that. But somebody put them here. Something happened where all those pyramids, all those miracles happened, and then they were shipped off and put in places that they knew that the afterlife was real. So if you look
Many people have known it was real, but you don't take your body with you. You know what
they didn't understand that part.
No. What happens is you get a new astral body, and while you don't take your material possessions with you, if you have lived a loving life on earth, Jesus taught the truth. If you have been very loving when you were on earth, you are vibrating at a very high positive spiritual vibration. When you get there, you can just think of something. This is really fun. You can think of something that you missed from the earth, and guess what? Turn around, there it is.
Oh my God, Roberta, there are so many things, so many topics and books that we can talk about. I want to just wrap up with Jack in Love. Is there an underlying message that you want people to know? To go out and get the book. I know it's available on Amazon. Is there a silver cord of a message that you want people to realize?
Yes, I think that everybody should know more about that period of time. We're starting to forget it now, and it's important not to forget it. I mean, there was so much that went on then. It was sort of like the ultimate possibility. Every possibility was going on there, and it's all really talked about in Jack in Love. We could have had so much then, but what we really did, I think, was to sort of throw it away in some way. It's a beautiful story, by the way. It's a beautiful love story about people trying to really understand what love is. And I mean, I love the story. It stops being my story when they meet, frankly, and they go through their possibilities. There is a sequel. I think the sequel is even better, frankly, than Jack and Love is, because once they discover love, that's when possibilities really happen for them. But ultimately, it's about her, and about her coming to realize that she can have a life, and he has his life, and she has helped him to become whole and beautiful and perfect in his way. But what about her life, and what is she going to do now? Because she can be anything now. She grew up in a poodle skirt and a ponytail in a pink kitchen. That's what girls did in that age, and they really couldn't do anything more with their lives than that. But by the time she had helped him to discover who he really was and what he could really do, what was she going to do with her life now? Her mother couldn't do anything with her life, but she could do everything with her life. Frankly, for me, I've seen a picture of one of my law school classes. I was the only girl in it.
Wow.
Now, most lawyers are female. Think about that.
Roberta, thank you so much. This has been amazing and enlightening, and it's going to continue all afternoon with Wendy and Sally. So I have a feeling they're going to want to be chit-chatting with you a little bit more.
Well, I will love it. Tell them I'll come back anytime and talk about all of this.
Roberta Grimes, thank you so much for joining us. Get your book,
Thank
Jack
you so
and Love.
much, dear.
You can check out Roberta, all of her books. Just put it in Amazon, and all of her books will come out. You don't even know which one you're going to want to start with, because I'm just reading the bios now. Amazing. Check it out. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more to come. We'll be right back.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Greatness isn't something you chase, it's cultivated. The Ubuntu Girl's Guide to Greatness, written by Dana Sardano, is rooted in self-dedication, personal growth, and simply living in greatness. Inside, you'll find empowering prompts, hot tips, and space to journal your reflections. Featuring vibrant artwork by Dana Sardano, this is more than a book. It's a visual celebration of feminine power in all its forms. Bold, colorful, and unapologetically authentic. Ready to be great? Grab the Ubuntu Girl's Guide to Greatness at ubuntufishgallery.com. Also available as a beautifully designed deck of cards to bring greatness wherever you go.
This is AMP2 TV Network, powered by the AMP Media Future Foundation. AMP2 is an award-winning production company. Here we produce any media your heart desires. We produce films that make people emotional. We make the audience engaged. We're innovative, eye-catching, unforgettable. Amplify your idea. Here at AMP2 TV.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddy S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
On this day in 1444, Skanderbeg defeats an Ottoman invasion force at Torval. On this day in 1613, the Globe Theatre in London, built by William Shakespeare's playing company, the Lord's Chamberlain men, burns to ground. On this day in 1952, the first Miss Universe pageant is held. Armi Kuzella from Finland wins the title of Miss Universe 1952. On this day in 1956, the Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956 is signed by U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower, officially creating the United States Interstate Highway System.
And we're back. I know, I'm scheduling shows for later. Anyway, we're back. All right. Everyone's very excited. They're changing shows around. Everyone wants to talk to Sally and Wendy and spirituality. But before we get to our next VMix caller, we've got Carolina joining us. Freddie has moved sets to talk to Mama on the other side. Freddie and the moms always work out so great. But tell us about Magical Beauty.
Magical Beauty is...
Put the mic close to you.
Okay. First, thanks for inviting me. So it's my pleasure to be here. So Magical Beauty is a space created to help the people feel more comfortable and confident in their skin. This is the basically Magical Beauty.
And you had an event on Saturday. You were doing education about what we put on our skin.
Yes. That was so amazing. It's my first time. So that was for the people learning to the primary skincare they need to do every day. Basically, don't spend a lot of money to buy a lot of products. That was my intention, to teach the people. So only buy the products they needed.
How important are clean products?
That's very important. Because when you don't know how can you do, so you buy a lot of products you don't need it. So the clean skin is very important. You know how can you do. So the people think the facial or clean the skin is not important, but that's not true. It's very important because this is your
biggest organ is your skin.
Yes. So when you see some people, you can see is healthy or organized, or so that's very important. You have your skin very clean.
Did you learn anything on Saturday when you had your event? Because you told me you almost had a full capacity, I think 9 out of 10. Did you learn anything different from the people that showed up there? Did you say, wow, look at this?
Yes. When I spoke, the girls say, oh my God, that's happened with me. So I can feel it. I have the my satisfaction because the old woman say, oh my God, that's for me. I need hear this because I don't know how can I do, what I need. So I feel that's great.
Because we put so many things on our faces because we've seen the socials, we've seen Instagram. We're all a victim of it, and you put it on and you break out, or it dries your skin out, or you lose your hair, or something has affected you in some way. And you really have to read the labels.
Yes, it's very important you read the labels, because when you don't know what you buy, you can apply something. But when you apply, it's not your skin needed. So it's very important read is for your age, for your skin type. So that's really
well, it's interesting because we talked about Korean. There's a lot of Korean material out there, but all the ingredients are in Korean. So you could be putting, poison ivy on your face and not know it. That's the first part. The second part, and Dawn, you're a tribute to this. If you put your skin in tone to like a positive you, it makes you feel better. It makes you feel like you can accomplish things. It makes you feel like you're above the rim. And it's really, really vital that you learn your skin, that you learn what works, what doesn't work, what colors are better than others. Like some of our friends in here decide to try things that they shouldn't try, and they become allergic to it. So it's important that you have this dialogue and have that type of gathering that she had on Saturday. I think it is. Anyway.
I think it's so important because I've tried, like we all try different things, and I've got mature skin and it changes, but I've totally gone to like one product and it's totally super clean for moisture because we need moisture. And then all my socials are about lymphatic drainage because I went for a facial. I tried a new eye facial and they didn't open up my lymph nodes, which I didn't know was a thing. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this and they do not open your lymph nodes after a facial, you may swell. So for me, I swelled later than they anticipated. So 4 days later, I woke up, my eyes were swollen shut. And I thought it was an allergy reaction. I took allergy pills. I took everything, and I finally went back to the salon, and they went, oh, we probably didn't open up your lymph nodes, which is crazy, right? So then I start researching all these ways, simple ways that you can open your own lymph nodes, and you're like, why would I do that? To open the drainage in your face. It makes a huge difference.
Yes, it is.
But it's all about the technician and what you need to know.
That's what is very important when you go to the facial. The specialist first tissue or make ask a question, what you do. Can you tell me what is your routine, what kind of products you have? Everything is very important before you start your treatment, because a lot of people, not only women, men, teenagers. This is other thing. When they don't know what skin needed, they make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and hormonal changes, whether you're a teenager or women when you're pregnant, post-menopause, when all the different changes, your skin changes. And for men also, skin changes. Acne, whatever it is, dry skin, the T-zone, you have to really know, and it sounds so bougie, I know, but it's really not. This is your skin, and it's everything, what moisturizers you put on, if it's got bad ingredients in body moisturizer, all the things you need to learn.
Yeah, the other thing is very important, is the products help to your friend is not the same on you. So this is the first mistake to women especially.
And you help everybody at the salon?
Always. I always very persistent. You need a consistency. You need to hear, listen. What do you need to do? Because when you say something, when they go to the home, they do everything different. So when they call me, oh my God, your skin. Okay, but you follow my rules? No.
You follow my rules?
You follow my instructions? They say no. So you need to pay attention.
What's the best way to take off eye makeup?
The best way, you need to always double cleanser. The first cleansing is for the dusting, or the contamination, environment. So, and the second one is you prepare your skin for the treatment, all products you putting on.
Double cleanse, you got that?
Double cleanse.
They told me once that hair, the kind of hair you have, describes the skin type, whether it's oily or dry. And I found that remarkable, not because I lost my hair, but I found it remarkable because when I was younger and I had normal hair until I destroyed it, the skin was very oily, the hair was very oily. And it was true, but I didn't pay attention to that. So people will go home and they don't follow rules and they do all the wrong things. They'll take the wrong ashwagandha thinking it's going to help them, and then they break out. And they end up in intensive care because they're allergic to the stuff in there because you're not reading what's in the chemicals. So it's a science, like anything else, And I think that to give people more confidence on this science, I think that what she does is remarkable.
Let's check out the spa. You're located in Coral Springs?
Yes, we are located in Coral Springs, 2544 North University Drive. So, very welcome.
Magical Beauty. Head on over, take a look, learn, get educated. It's so important. I'm still amazed at the amount of products that we have in this country that are not allowed in other countries, that we continue to not read labels, we continue not to look at the side effects, and we put it on our skin, which is our largest organ, which means you're absorbing everything through your pores. So read your labels, get educated, contact Carolina. It's so important to know what Sophia may put on for her skin may be great for her, but not for me and Freddie, and know your own skin type. And get educated. I was looking at a hair product because it looks so good on socials, and I'm reading it thinking, that's insane. You can't, like, some people might look great on socials, but if you start putting it on your hair and your hair starts falling out, your hair's not gonna look so good. So just look for things that are a little bit, I say, more natural, because your body will know what to do with it. That and foods.
Are you gonna have another class in the future?
I prepare, not right now, but that's coming.
Okay.
All right, nice job. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're heading over to Kentucky. Wait to see what Noah's Kitchen is doing to help the community. More to come. We'll be right back.
Our preschool team provides personalized education and therapy services that are specifically designed to meet the unique needs of our children. These students are overcoming medical conditions that have been affecting their physical abilities since birth. Our specialized teacher and therapists understand the critical role that occupational and physical therapy play in helping these young children to develop essential skills in their early education program. We like for the children to leave us as shining stars and enter the big world of kindergarten.
Welcome to La Mesa Cafe Bistro, where every cup has a story. From freshly brewed coffee to comforting, flavorful dishes, it's the perfect place to slow down and savor the moment. Open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. from Tuesday to Saturday, and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday and Monday. Stop by and taste the difference at 48 Northeast 1st Avenue in Boca Raton.
Looking for great coffee and a place to unwind? Come to Tiki Coffee and Desserts. We serve gourmet coffee made fresh, rich espresso, smooth lattes, and handcrafted specialty drinks made just the way you like them. Pair it with one of our delicious desserts, from creamy cheesecakes to fresh pastries and sweet treats made to satisfy every craving. No matter what you're in the mood for, you can trust that it's been prepared with care and quality ingredients. Enjoy a warm, welcoming atmosphere where our friendly staff make you feel right at home the moment you walk in. Whether you're meeting friends, taking a break, getting some work done, or simply treating yourself, Tiki Coffee and Desserts is the perfect stop. Don't miss out on an irresistible experience you'll want to come back to again and again. Tiki Coffee and Desserts, the hottest new coffee shop in Boca.
At AM2TV, we don't just create content, we produce experiences. From concept to final cut, we bring your vision to life with cinematic quality and precision. Whether it's music videos, branded content, or live productions, we make it stand out. AMP2 TV, where your vision gets amplified.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddy S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
Late nights, coffee cold, prayers in the walls. Broke a sun down with the music, don't fall. I was lost in the noise, searching for my sound. Then you walked through the door and the whole room turned around. All my broken pieces, all my scattered dreams. You heard the song I couldn't sing. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called Amp Studios. 4 walls, 1 heartbeat, where the broken learn to move. Every note we chase, every word we prove. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called Amp Studios. Yeah, hey. He wrapped it in Amp Studios. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Local voices rise from the beach to the block. Producers, poets, dreamers, never gonna stop. From summer sizzle nights to the early morning light, we build more than music, we build life. Every scar becomes a rhythm, every doubt finds a groove. You turn my silence into truth. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called Amp Studios. 4 walls, 1 heartbeat, where the broken learn to move. Every note we chase, every word we prove. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called Amp Studios. Yeah. If this house ever falls, let the song remain. Love in the echo, faith in the frame. Community, family, purpose renewed. He gave me you. He gave me you. Oh, oh, yeah. Gave me you. Oh, oh, God gave me you. And wrapped it in a house called Amp Studios. Local businesses, real impact. Stronger together too. Every voice matters. Every story's proof. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called
All right, we're back.
And we're back full day, huh? Full packed schedule.
We got to keep on, keeping on, moving on.
All right, we've got Adam Ursprung joining us from Noah's Kitchen. Do we have the video, you guys? Yes. Let's roll the video and then we'll bring Adam over.
Let's roll the video. Okay.
You know how most restaurants are built to make a profit? Well, Noah's Kitchen had a different idea. Located just outside Louisville, Kentucky, this restaurant has donated more than $100,000 to charity in just 1 year. And here's what makes that possible. The owner, Adam Ursprung, gives away 100% of the profits. Yep, all of them. Not gonna lie, that's probably not what they teach in business school. The idea came after Adam felt called to serve more than just meals. So now, every burger, sandwich, and plate that leaves the kitchen helps support local charities, nonprofits, and people who need a helping hand. After paying employees and covering expenses, every dollar that's left goes right back into the community. And after only 1 year, that simple idea has already changed countless lives. Turns out, Sometimes the best thing on the menu isn't the food, it's the impact.
There he is. Adam Ursprung, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get that whole video played out.
Yeah, we need to see that.
Yeah,
I know.
Me too.
Shakespeare, we got to handbrake that video. Yes, we do. Adam, thank you for joining us. I was briefly telling you the story of how this all came to be. One of our producers, his name is Joseph. Freddie calls him Shakespeare. He found your story and made this video, and we're like, all right, we have to meet you. So give us some background on Noah's Kitchen. You were in the corporate world, and suddenly a voice from God said, we're going to change.
Yeah, I was in a tough part of my life, was in church, and as this woman, Shelby Shutt, preached, God reached into my heart and reached into my soul, cleansed me. You know, I had some things in my life that I wasn't proud of, and he just took that all away. And he very clearly told me, quit trying to find happiness in the things that this world will say will lead you to happiness and peace and joy, and start working for my kingdom. And so very specifically, he told me, you're going to learn about the evils of sex trafficking, which I knew nothing about. You're going to learn about the evils of child abuse that my children go through. And you're going to meet the people that support recovery. You're going to meet the people that fight sex trafficking. And you're going to open a restaurant and you're going to give every penny away. And I said, number one, I don't know how to do that. Number two, I can't cook. Number three, I don't have the money to do that. And very clearly he said, you start walking and it will happen. And typically, if you have a lot of money and you have a lot of restaurant experience, it takes about 2 years from concept to getting that restaurant open. And with very little money, with very little experience, it was less than a year from the time God spoke to me to the time we opened Noah's Kitchen.
And the concept behind Noah's Kitchen is all your proceeds after, of course, your bills and everything are paid, you give away.
We do. So we run like a normal restaurant. We want to be known as a restaurant with great food, great service. You would want to come here because of the food and because of the service and because of the environment. Our tagline is Dine with Purpose. And so, oh, by the way, when you come and have a great meal and a great experience, the profits then will be donated. So we run like a normal restaurant. We pay our employees. I have an amazing staff. When I say amazing, I mean amazing. They are all true servants. So we run it like a normal restaurant. I pay my bills, I pay my lease, I pay my rent, I pay my staff, and then after that, we donate the rest.
What an unbelievable story. And the name Noah's Kitchen, is it biblical?
It is. So when God spoke to me, I didn't know what I was going to name it. And I went to, there's a actual life-size ark in Kentucky. It's called the Ark Encounter. And I was there shortly after God spoke to me, which was not by accident. And I saw a piece. They gave a lot of history of the Bible and a lot of history of the flood and a lot of evidence about the flood. And then they had a thing that showed that we're all descendants of Adam, my name, and then we're descendants of Noah's. And right there and then I said, okay, we're going to call it Noah's. And we had different ideations of Noah's, and we finally landed on Noah's Kitchen.
And Shakespeare, I got to ask you, Joseph, what compelled you to do the video for Noah's Kitchen? What did you find so intriguing?
Well, at first I was browsing through the news network. I was looking for a story that basically reached out to me and basically I could focus on. And I seen the headline. It says the restaurant donates 100% of profits. I'm like, there's no way that can be true. That's not possible. And then I click on it, and then I start reading it. I'm like, this is actually true. He actually did this, and then it inspired me. I'm like, I gotta put this in my segment.
And then you did the animation piece on that, or did we gather that from him?
The animation, no, that was on me. I seen the picture of him, and I'm like, yeah, this man, he looks a little jacked. So I'm like, let's get this in there too. And then we had the voiceover, the script, and everything, and then I was able to do that like within a few days, which was fun because it was actually my first ever segment that I did by myself.
That was very nice.
Yeah. Nice job.
It was good. Good stuff.
And what's next for Noah's Kitchen? Do you feel like you're going to expand it?
Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is to expand. You know, I don't have a lot of money. And it financially, I actually had a consultant look at how much money I had to open Noah's, and he said, do not do it. You're going to run out of money. Noah's is going to close. You're going to throw away every penny you have, and it's just you're going to run out of money. Don't do it. And here we are today, a year later. We actually hit $140,000 donated the first year.
Wow.
Wow.
And so the goal is, well, I have a couple goals. One is we want to donate what we make, but I got to put a little bit aside to be able to expand. Or I got to find a partner that says, you know what, I believe in this guy, I believe in what he's doing, and I want to help him expand. And I firmly believe that one of those two things is going to happen, that we're going to find a way to expand. And the goal is to have multiple restaurants in Louisville and then to expand outside of Louisville.
What type of food is it?
So it's upscale casual. We do breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner. If you want to come in at 8 in the morning and have a braised pork shank, you can come in and have that. And if you want to come at 7 at night and have chicken and waffles or an omelet, you can have that. And we're a 4.8 star Google review restaurant. Our food really is. It's just great. I've been blessed by a team, like I said before. They all work with love. My kitchen staff, they cook with love. My GM leads with love. And my serving team, they interact with our customers with love. And so, we're fortunate to have a team that really does exemplify what the Bible says to do to serve others. And a lot of the way I lead is biblically. I try to lead with biblical principles. And, I'm fortunate that our team believes in that and wants to work like that.
And through all of this, have you changed?
Without question. When God told me to start meeting the people that fight sex trafficking and to make known the love of God and to fight child abuse and support recovery, without question. I'm 60 years old, and without question, I have met more beautiful, biblically minded people in the last 2 years than I met in the first 58 years of my life. I'm currently going through, I do several Bible studies, and a gentleman introduced me to a program called Operation Timothy. And Operation Timothy is to build disciples, to lead other people to be disciples. And I'm fortunate to have a guy that is retired that has devoted his life to build disciples. And so he just started a process. And I said, is this a class? What is this? He said, it's a process. He said, it's a never-ending process till the day you die, to become a better disciple and to lead people to become disciples. And so to say that I've changed is an understatement. To say that I want to continue to change for the better is really where I am in my life, because I know that I fall short every day. I fall short leading my team every day. But because of the people that surround me, they pick me back up, they brush me off. And, our goal is to, again, make known the love of God and to serve our community.
It's a great message. Serving the community.
So cool.
I mean, you talk about how today lined up, huh?
Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. Adam, congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
It's amazing that you have that kind of vision, right, and guidance. Do you see, now that you've been doing this for over a year? Over a year?
Yeah.
Do you see any new missions on the horizon, things that now you know you can, so you're going to step out further from the boat and do something even more challenging?
Yeah, there's no doubt that God put this on my mind. And when you say my vision, it's not my vision. Not even by any stretch is it my vision. I'm just doing what he told me to do. And I'm just doing his work. And I want to be obedient in all I do in life. And again, I fall short in that. But he put this on me to not have one store, not have 2 stores, not have 5 stores, but a bunch. And he also put on me a vision that the Noah's brand will expand. So the goal over time is to have a Noah's Pizza. I'm from New York, and the pizza in Kentucky falls short from what I'd like. You guys are down in Boca, so you have some New York pizza down there. We don't have that here. So the goal is to eventually expand into Noah's Pizza, and then eventually into Noah's Java. And that'll take a lot of work, but that's the plan, to make the Noah's brand a well-known brand in Louisville, and then to expand out beyond Louisville.
It sounds fantastic. Nice job, Joseph. That's awesome. Adam, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all that you do for the community and serving God and just paying it forward. It's fantastic.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. All right, more to come. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to check in with Sally, Steve, and Wendy on the other side of the studio. More to come. We'll be right back.
Looking for music that brings back the memories? True Oldies FLA is South Florida's premier destination for timeless hits from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. Brought to you by M2 TV Network. Broadcasting across multiple FM and HD stations, including 95.3 FM in Delray Beach and Boca Raton, 95.9 FM in Palm Beach County, 96.9 FM in Broward County and North Miami-Dade, and 106.9 FM on the Treasure Coast. True Oldies, FLA. Feel good music that spans generations.
Imagine this. A loved one, a son or a daughter, has just suffered from a life-threatening accident. They're transported to a state trauma hospital, and despite being in the care of professional physicians, they tragically pass away due to preventable medical errors. As if this was not tragic enough, then finding out that legal statutes in the state of Florida devalue your loved one's life to zero. This is what we are fighting against. Come join Edward Salazar as he discusses the issues surrounding free kill laws and how to resolve them. Catch The Fight Against Free Kill Laws with Ed Salazar on Monday, 5 p.m. on all social media. Learn who we are and join our cause today.
RCCA has a team of specialized therapists to treat a wide array of injuries and conditions, including balance issues, back pain, fall prevention techniques, joint replacements, and stroke rehab. Our therapists at RCCA help adults reclaim their strength and flexibility, allowing them to return to their hobbies and sports. We tailor treatment to return our patients to activities they love, such as croquet, gym workouts, golf, pickleball, and tennis. Our state-of-the-art equipment and therapists ensure that there is something here for everyone.
Are you ready to win a brand new 2027 Audi A3? The Core Foundation, in conjunction with AMP Media Futures Foundation, is giving you the chance to drive away in luxury while supporting scholarships and community programs. First prize, a new 2027 Audi A3. Second prize, an American Electric Stellar bike. Third prize, a $250 Visa gift card. The drawing will be held Saturday, December 19th, 2026 at the Fort Lauderdale Marriott North, and you do not need to be present to win. Tickets are only $20. Purchase yours today at Ampy Media Production Studio or call 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422 or email mail to production@ampy2.tv.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-378-3816. 800-378-3816. 800-378-3816. That's 800-378-3816. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
All right, we keep rolling with this show. What a great Monday. What a great way to keep rolling on with summer. We've got Wendy B joining us, and we've got Sally and Steve. Sally is, she'll be back on set in just a moment. But before we bring Wendy over, let's roll our intro.
Welcome
Welcome to Sacred Conversations with Wendy B, where we explore the sacred in everyday life and discover practical ways to bring more healing, meaning, and connection into our daily journey. Come with me while we live with intention, love with purpose, and connect in the sacred.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Sacred Conversations with Wendy B. So following along the whole theme of today, firstly, before we got on air, I heard the word expansion. And that's the word that it seems to feel across the board right now with everybody, what we've been talking behind the scenes and all those who have presented today. So one of the things I really wanted to talk about is the sacred power of words. So we've been talking about, checking our internal dialogue and all these different things. So I figured we'd talk about how the power of words, speaking truth to power, empowering ourselves, those around us, how our daily dialogue really affects how we move forward and how we can actually set ourselves up for failure or success. So we touched upon it last week when we talked about the word bill and how many different meanings it has, all these different words, how they empower, how they disempower. One of those words that sticks with me a lot is the word comprehend and understand. So if we think about the word understand, it's a statement that's made and we're standing underneath that. And that can go to legalese and other ways. And for me, that word doesn't sound as all-encompassing as the word comprehend. When you use the word comprehend, it really means that you've gone deeper to take it in on a deeper level. The other word that I find that is, that can trip us up are, think of the different words that we use that can be disempowering. So I go back to a statement of one of my clients back in the day where we were doing a session and she was talking about, I did this interview and I asked her, how did it go? And she's like, I think I did great, but I don't think I got the job. So she's already speaking truth to what's going to be her reality based on that statement. I'm like, why can't we just move forward, speak to ourselves in a way that's empowering, or, like if the universe is going to conspire in our favor. So think about how those words either empower or disempower. And, there's a cute saying that I had put out there that words have power and words are magical. That's why we call it spelling. So think about how we spell, what those words mean like. So if you really wanted to empower something that you're doing on a daily basis, how are you fueling that? How are you empowering yourself to move forward in your own language? And I want to touch upon something that's really important. With the previous segment, we're talking about skin and how the skin takes in and the things that we put on our skin. Well, think about what it is that you're saying to yourself. For example, I hear on TV commercials when they're talking about drugs and that kind of thing, my fibromyalgia, or my depression, or my cancer. Let's stop claiming these things. We're disempowering ourselves by automatically claiming this as ours. It's a condition you have, but you don't want to make this part of your identity. So these are thoughts that are very, very important. Apart from that, how are we speaking to ourselves? If we're saying things to ourselves, and the power of words also goes along with that internal dialogue. So if it has that weight of how we are empowering those around us, how we show up for them, and how we show up for ourselves. So if we're speaking and we hear somebody say, let me record that conversation. Let's imagine that somebody's recording our daily conversations with ourselves. If we were to listen back to that tape, what would it sound like? Would it sound like we're empowering ourselves? Does it make us feel good? Would it make somebody else if we were saying those words? So stop and be intentional with what you're saying. It's Monday, it's going to be a bad day, it's just another manic Monday, as the song goes. Really think about what that looks like. And in a sense, take charge. You know, we know that our God or you know, our architect of our life is the primary driving force because why we do what we do. However, we take a second and we can build upon that with our internal dialogue, with empowering words and being mindful of those things. How does that empower us, and how can we take our better step forward? And once we do that for ourselves, those that are in our circle, those that are in our sphere, are also affected by that, and you grow that empowered bubble, if you will. So if each of us take each of our tendons and each of our perspectives, as one would say, and really take charge in a sense of what our dialogue is, it encourages others to do the same. And then now you have a more positive bubble. So with that being said, think about how many times other things have come up, or you know, your child comes up to you and has a conversation and everything is doom and gloom in their conversation. How would we empower them? How would we help encourage them? How would we want to expand them? So words really can go two ways. We can say one thing and it can build, or it can tear down. We can divide, or we can connect. So this is really an invitation on thinking about what it is that we want to say and how it empowers us and each of the things. Once you've had those, you've been able to sit and think about the words that you're saying, now it carries into your actions. It carries through to your hands. It carries through your being. Our guest on the other side of previously was talking about how he hears God and he's moving through the hands of God. In a sense, that's what our language is doing. We're moving through what we hear, what comes in, and how we show up for those things. So I took down a couple of notes because I didn't want to forget anything that was important. So how can you ask yourself, how can you respond in a way that aligns with who you want to be? So you can start there. If when you're going to open your mouth to say something to someone, is it kind? Think about it. Is it kind? Is it helpful? Is it going to assist the dialogue in going to a higher place? Are we gossiping? All of those things have a way of what you fling out. It's like a boomerang effect. Comes right back at you. How people hear you, how you present yourself, how you present your ideas. People listen to that. They mirror it, and you'll get it back. What you reap, what you sow. So words are like seeds. What do you want to grow? Do you have anything that you might want to add to that, Dawn?
So my question is, when things start going awry, and they may not be feeling expansive, and things get a little funky, bumpy, people's first inclination is to panic, to feel bad, to say, what am I going to do? Do you just not say those things? Do you pretend like, oh, all is great because you're going to walk in faith? Or what do you do? How do you handle something like that? Because it's summer and businesses are a little funky, bumpy right now.
Yep. So this is a really interesting and good question. So if we really think about it, it's stop. There's always the breath. I tell you, everything really does come down to the breath. There are many times, like I had a situation over the weekend where I told my husband, he was my sounding board. I said, I'm going to say some stuff. I just need to not be judged. Let me say what I have to say, and I'll be able to sort it out. So the first thing I want to say is take the breath. Secondly, if you have the ability to pause, have somebody who can be your sounding board, who can listen to you without judgment and say, you know what, maybe you're not seeing this kind of side or whatnot. But like I told him, I really wanted to go off on a tangent on this person. And what I decided to do was, instead of listening to the little devil on the one shoulder, take the breath, take a moment to really look at it from a higher perspective. Not that anybody's on a higher rung from any particular place, but start at your entry point. If you're able to one day really listen to what your own words are and to say, is this really empowering? It really comes down to that. Am I helping? Are my words going to help? Are they going to tear down? Now, of course, this is based on a personality. Some people don't really care. I say what I say. This is what it comes out to. But you had said something earlier, Dawn, about our eloquence or being able to speak up exactly what we need to say, that it has to, I really want my words to match what my energy is. And I tell you that those words were really, really important to me. One of our gifts that we have, we talk about clairaudience and clairvoyance and all these things. One of those is claireloquence. And when we are connecting to spirit, like the other gentleman and all the different ways that we do, when I'm tapping in, there are times that I'm trying to channel a message, and spirit, if I go to say the wrong word or a word that doesn't quite match the energy, spirit will help me literally take me by the scruff of my neck and pull me back and say, that's not quite how we want to say that. So for me, words are really important, that they match the energy with which I'm trying to put them out. So if I'm just like, let me just go ahead and say it and just be brisk. There are people who are like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we want to talk to the people who really are mindful and aware that they create with their words. You know, actors do this, singers do that when they convey their energy with the matching of the music as well as the lyrics that they're saying. Think about how we feel when we hear certain songs and what they elicit for emotions and this kind of thing. This is why faith music moves us. This is why meditation music, or they gently move us. So if we can be aware that words and energies and vibrations are all pretty much commingled together, it makes it easier when we're going to say those words. So
let me ask you a question. When people get frustrated, when someone gets sick, when somebody loses their job, when typical bad things happen, right? How do you not say those words, but reframe it? Because it is what it is. I lost my job, this happened, somebody's sick. And those emotions are going to make you feel pretty bad.
Of course.
So how do you rephrase it so it's in a positive, or choose your words?
That's a
things happen to good people.
Yeah, things happen.
Well, let me real quick. There was a show that I saw where a guy lost his job. He was there for 27 years, and he lost his job, and he was devastated. And he went on a talk show. And it's the guy with the mustache. I don't want to use his name because I'm not allowed to, but what he said to him, I'll never forget. He said to him, you know, God needed you somewhere else. And that job was great, but that job is done. And now he's going to put you in another place. And believe it or not, the guy always wanted to be a chef. And he is one of the biggest chefs in New York City now. It took him 3 years to build this empire of a restaurant that he would never have gotten done in the job that he lost for 27 years. But he did that job because he had family to take care of. His mother was sick, and then his father got sick, and the whole night. But sometimes you're in the right place at the right time. It isn't time to feel bad. It's time to look and find the other way. And this is what I was going to ask Wendy. Sometimes people, if they don't buy in, they're not going to believe what you're saying, and they're not going to have a shot at living that dream. You got to feel it, not just say it.
1,000%.
You got to walk it, not just spray it. You got to be able, when you tell somebody it's going to be okay, if you don't feel it's going to be okay, they're not going to buy in. They're not going to buy in.
What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, well, Wendy mentioned a great phrase before. She said being in a positive bubble. And I think that's a huge thing to be part of. It's like my existence since I met Sally and have been introduced here and met people like Wendy and you, Dawn, and Freddie, and Dana, and Russ, and a host of other people that have helped me learn something that I never knew existed. It has helped me to be in that positive bubble. I'm a different person today.
Well, it's good because the bottom line here is, it's like the guest that we had today. She's very nervous, and being nervous means you're growing. Being nervous means you're learning. And the same thing that happened to you, Steve, you came into this whole realm and learned and continue to learn, you're good at it. Because you actually bought in and say, maybe there is another term that you didn't understand yet, and now you do. And it sort of enlightens you to a whole different era. I mean, you guys got married, what, 3 years ago?
Almost 4, right?
Almost 4 now?
Well, it'll be 4 in December.
Which is amazing. That you, and I saw your reaction here, some of the things that you were witnessing and some of the things that you were seeing, because everybody has that other side. Same thing with Wendy. She has this other side of delivery, of understanding. And Dawn, you know, not for nothing, but I've known you close to 15 years. And if you asked me back then that we were still going to be doing this 10 years later, I would have said absolutely not. No way in the world that I think this was going to happen. Did I want it to happen? Yes. Could it happen? Yes. But you have to buy in. You have to believe the words. You have to believe the words that are being used. Let's get it done. And there you have it.
The strangest part, which Steve he knows what I'm saying, because before we came here, I said I want my show, which I don't often talk about before I'm actually on the air. I said, but I want it on a higher vibrational energy, but I'm meaning that's attached to words. And I was talking about words. I said, words, I said that to you when we said something in the car. I said, no, I can't. I've got to put the right words to that. So today I've been so conscious, and since yesterday, about what we speak, because what we speak we bring into our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So to answer your question, Dawn, about, you know, we get bad news or these types of things, I'm going to answer as candidly as I can. There are times where I receive the news and I don't know what it is. There's just something that kind of lays over me. I get kind of calm. And I'm thinking about it and I'm putting it into a way that I can articulate it, break it down. Now you're right. There are times that things go and you'll hear the F-bombs, you'll hear the words. I've got to articulate that emotion and move it. Some people exercise, some people run. You know, there's different ways to go about shifting that energy. But then because it comes along with words, I'll tell straight up, I'll give all of the words, we can fill them all in. And then after I'm done, okay, now that it's out, let me sit with this, and how do I want to process it? How do I want to articulate it? I'm also, my husband says I'm a good diplomat. So there are times that I can hear arguments and words, and I can hear that they're trying to understand each other, and they're not able to. But I can hear the nuance, and I can say, hey, you know what, I hear this. Let me try to see if I can convey it so the other person gets it. Because in the heat of the moment or being steadfast, I mean, granted, there are people who are not going to want to shift their perspective. But for the most part, I can see where there's a breakdown in conversation or communication and kind of assist. And I've seen it in my own life, even speaking with my husband and whatnot, where there's a disconnect, and then we go back around and we'll try to put in a patch or some kind of a way where, like, if this is what we're saying and you're not, my husband used to be very defensive. I'm like, I want to just get information. And a lot of times that's what we want to reframe too. Somebody who's coming at you angry, they're not only conveying the angry words, they're also conveying, hey, I'm upset with something and I want to be validated. So words are loaded. Words are a gift. Words are simple. Words are complex. And it's all of those things. It's an amalgamation of it all. Just the only way that we can truly communicate until we're telepathic. So
words are important.
They're absolutely.
And Sally, when you hear words, when the angels or spirits speak to you, are they very specific in their verbiage?
Well, actually, I was just telling Wendy what happened this morning. Once in a while, you know, I have some sleeping tablets at home because if I can't sleep, I need to take something. I realized that today. So I had to take a pill, what was it, for something else, which I'm not into pills and I don't take that many, but I had it on the side of my dresser. So I said, okay, I'm going to take this before I come to the studio. It was it doesn't really matter what it was for. It was no big deal. So I had the pill in my hand. I put the pill in my mouth, and I actually in my mouth to take. And I heard someone say, get rid of it, stop it. And I looked, I got it, I hadn't swallowed it. It was my sleeping pill. I was taking the wrong pill.
Wow.
So how specific was that person? I believe it was Aldo, because I know that he talks to me a lot. But
It wasn't me.
no, it wasn't you. But the pill that I was, either one of the pills I don't take very often, but they're both in a capsule. But because I don't take it that often, I didn't recognize I was taking the wrong pill. I would not be sitting here now, because sleeping pill would have totally set me to sleep. So, words, yes. Words are very important.
And having the opportunity to walk in life side by side with Sally, you have no idea of half of the things that go on between us in our realm, in our household, and in the car, and everything else. It's just been an amazing existence, something that's really made me grow.
Well, your life is you went through some tough stuff, and through Sally and her power of positivity, look where you are now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? If you weren't a believer then, you sure as heck probably are a believer now.
Yes. People don't start cancer treatment and then are cancer-free in 5 months.
Well, I actually don't. I don't want to give myself credit for that, but we heal ourselves.
You don't mind if I do?
No, but what I'm saying is, because of maybe what I talk about, and this will feel better for me also, is that somewhere Steve knew that maybe he can help himself along the journey. Because if I had just said, and I had contributed to the negativity that goes along with an illness like that, if I had been more in the forefront and done more on the negative side, I would not have been able to do what I did, and he would not have, maybe, I don't know the answer, but he did, that part of his cancer did go. So it was a lot to do with words, but it's words on a higher which I had said before we left here. Let's make the show about words on a higher vibrational energy, because we're energy, and here we are talking.
Today, right?
It was, yes, way before I knew this conversation here in the studio.
So funny.
So tell us what's gone Call Me Zena today.
Words. No, words of lifting your vibrational, how important it is when whatever you're going through, a negative situation, absolutely, we all have negativity, and that's how we learn too. But to try the best that you can, and the more you're aware of what you say, you can speak into existence.
And we talk about vibrational energy all the time at home, both positive and negative vibrational energy, and how they differ and how they can affect your life. So I'm looking forward to the show.
Yeah, because I was saying, if you go into the negativity of words, then that's what you're going to get. 100%. I truly am a very big believer in that, and I'm not going to change that. I can't.
Your words reinforce your reality.
Absolutely. Am I perfect by saying everything correct? Absolutely no, but I'm aware that I'm sinking into a lower vibrational energy, so that's what the show's going to be about.
All right, raise your vibrational energy. What else you got, Freddie?
I think we've had enough for today.
All right, tune in today. Wendy, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Words definitely have power, so I always say choose wisely, use your words wisely. And words, I think, are just as powerful as what we do physically. So people who are emotionally abused hurts just as much as those wounds that you can see on the outside. So be kind to each other, as I always say. And tune in today to Call Me Zena at 2:30, Vibrational Energy. Raising your words. Be positive. Happy Monday, everyone. Stay inside, and we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddy S will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.